It's helped me massively, yes. I was aware of things I wanted to deal with from my childhood before doing the course, and I thought, hey, but what if I get into it? You know, I might never come out. I might end up being overwhelmed by this sadness. But the course highlighted lots of other qualities within myself. I feel much more powerful. I'm aware that I'm much more resourceful than I thought I was.
It was pretty amazing. It was mind blowing. I'd done very little self development work of any kind at that point, so this was like oh wow, a whole new world opening up. It was incredible, life changing. I mean, I was nearly 40 by that time, and I'd hardly dealt with any of the issues, hardly talked about anything to anybody. So it was like an opening up, a beginning of. It was hard to explain. It was the first time that I talked about some really deep and personal issues to anybody, so it was a complete revelation. So it began me on a long journey of self-development and discovery.
Has it helped you in relationships?
I first of all kind of want to say that I learnt that I can manage the emotional things that you tend to keep down, thinking, oh, that's too big. So I think I learnt that I could be free, actually, could be free to carry on in the present, rather than carrying all that stuff around. And also that I'd learnt a huge skill to do with other people. And
So does that mean it's helped you with relationships?
yeah, absolutely, yes, very much. With my children, being a parent, it's huge. It's huge. Understanding what people need, even if it's just being heard. And I can remember coming back from one of the days of the fundamentals and trying something out on one of my children, and the particular situation would have typically taken about 30 minutes to sort out between the two of them, and it was over in about a minute because I just listened and I made each one just say how they felt to each other, and sorted. And if I can remember it, it sorts out so many problems at home. It makes life so much easier, yeah.
I started doing co-counselling when I was in my mid-30s, and before that I think I was really bottled up with all my feelings. I used to have feelings like fear and guilt, but that was almost it. Like I wasn't allowed to be angry, I wasn't allowed to have grief, I didn't even cry at my father's funeral, that kind of thing. And co-counselling has really helped me open up and get more in touch with myself, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Also, I think that whole process has helped me feel far more confident as a person, and also being in the CCI network has been great because the network of residentials that I go to provides an environment where I can kind of feel liberated and stop apologising for myself. So I've now learned I can actually get up in front of a large group of people and talk to them without getting so nerve-wracked that I fall apart. It's been absolutely fantastic.
And we took it in turns to spend 5 minutes talking on something that bothered us, and I just felt overwhelmed by having somebody's attention for 5 minutes. I don't think anybody had ever listened to me for 5 whole minutes before, so I was blown away by that.
I started co-counselling a long time ago when I was probably in my mid-20s, and I had a lot of issues to sort through, and co-counselling really did help me make huge changes in my life, and it sort of also gave me a way of dealing with stuff as it happened. So I think written on one of the leaflets I picked up was something like a toolkit for dealing with personal change or something, and it has actually been that for me. It's shown me ways of coping with things, of turning things around, and I think mainly for me it's about breaking out of habits and bad patterns that I've kind of picked up, and to change myself, really.
Okay, so what attracted you to co-counselling?
Way back, it's such a long time ago, I was attracted to co-counselling when my mother died, and I had spent months not knowing how to deal with that at all, and came across co-counselling at just the right moment for me.
Did it help you to deal with that?
Enormously, over a period of time. Enormously. Well, I think the main transition I've made over many years is the idea of being absolutely self-directed as a client. So it's my job to look at how I'm feeling, deal with my feelings and see where I can move to on that.
I think I've become a much kinder, sort of better person, really, and I've become more empathic. I've understood more how we all struggle with stuff, really, rather than just thinking that it's okay for other people and I'm the only person who's got problems, but we all struggle with stuff.
Did it help you in your personal life?
It certainly gave me much needed emotional support which I hadn't received earlier in my life. It also helped me plan things for my degree and gave me some good opportunities for goal setting for various things in my life.
Why did you come to this event this week?
I think through the years it's been useful on different levels. At first I needed to work through a lot of old hurts, and I gather my story's darker than sun, put it that way. So I had a place where I could share stuff that my ordinary friends in ordinary life often couldn't handle and would sort of start looking sideways and backing away. But in co-counselling, the person just stayed. So I could tell them all sorts of things I'd kept secret as a child and kept to myself. The first thing, it was wonderful to have someone to share that with and empty it out and not carry it around on my own anymore. So that was a big thing at the start. And then as time went on quite quickly, I moved on to using it much more in the here and now. If I had an argument with somebody, to get back to, okay, some of the anger and stuff here seems a bit excessive because somebody just borrowed my handkerchief or something. So to go back to what I was reminded of and let go of more old stuff. So it really helped me a lot to be clearer in the present and just deal with what's going on right now instead of bringing a whole load of old stress and upset. So some could say something quite small to me and it was a very big hurt. I can have things said to me now and it's not a huge hurt anymore. And you go, oh, that's okay. Maybe I agree with that, maybe I don't. Anymore, well, they're a horrible person. So I'm more comfortable with myself. I'm more comfortable with people around me. For me, co-counselling has just transformed so much for me in a way that one-to-one therapy has been wonderful in terms of reparenting myself, but taking that out into a community of people. It's just a wonderful tool, I think, so that we're not always having to I just think it's a wonderful free tool.